Interestingly, this is our first hand that Stevie's actually in. Stevie is the cutoff in this hand. I don't know if you recall this specific final table, but it seems like it was a pretty recent one. Nacho and Adrian.
Yeah, I remember Nacho had a big chip lead for a long time. We were all trying to survive.
In this spot, you are now Nacho. Enjoy that experience for a little while.
Living the dream.
So welcome everybody back to another episode of GTO Duel here with Octopi Poker. I'm Matt Hunt, your host as always, and I'm joined again by the man that everyone's trying to challenge in this series, Stephen Chidwick. Hi, Stevie.
Hi, good to be here.
Cool. And we've got a series of challenges today, or rather we've got a team of challenges because we've had a few people take their shot at Stevie so far. We had a tag team of 2 people, and now we decided to go for a trio here of 3 people going up against the man Stevie. So if you guys can start by introducing yourselves, let's go, I guess, top to bottom here. Let's go with Monty first.
Yeah, I'm Monty. I'm 23 from the UK. Just playing microstakes at the minute, trying to get better using Octopi. Helping a lot so far.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Matt?
I'm Matt. I'm 32 from West Virginia. I started using Octopi the first day the trainer come out. Did it for 365 days straight.
365 days straight is pretty impressive for sure.
Didn't miss a day.
Nice. And Catherine, finally.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm old enough to be a mom, so I have kids. I've been playing with Octopi for a few months now. I really like the challenges. Really loving it, but mostly I'm a live game player.
Awesome. Well, we've got a wide cross-section of the Octopi community there, which is great to see. So I'm going to dive into the trainer. You guys have selected to play some ICM spots, you're the first ones that have been willing to tackle some ICM, which is great. So we're just going to go straightforward pre-flop, final table. We're not going to actually, let's tell you what, let's do original hands only, just because we can look at some real spots from the vault right there. So we're going to hit save and train. And we're going to dive right in. So our first spot, we have a 5-handed scenario. We have 17.5 bigs. We're in the small blind. There's a chip leader with 50. We got 15. We got 22. So we're in 3rd place out of 4. So I'm going to throw it to our challenger team first. And again, I was going to start at the top. So Catherine's at the top now. So Catherine, you're going to be first up. Your first decision here is we're in the small blind with 9-7 off, and we have a bunch of different options. What do you want to go with?
My first instinct is just to limp.
Okay.
I don't think there's any reason to raise. Just start with an open limp.
So we're going to go with a call. All right.
Or call.
You call, and okay. We're fine with that. It is a mix. It is mixing some folds, so it's right on the border of our limping range there, but it is a limp, so we are good. And now we're over to Stevie. So we face a 3x from the big blind chip leader here. What do we think we're doing in response?
I was happy not to get that first decision. The small blind first in spots in ICM was some of the more tricky and dynamic situations to be in. But I'm lucky here. I get to have a nice easy fold.
All right. Yep. Limp fold. All good. And we get wrecked by the 7-3 off, and we just have to move on. Next up, it's Monty. So we get another small blind spot, except this time we are a huge chip leader. So we have 72 bigs up against Arta, Martirosian, and Nacho. They both have about 15-ish, and we have 10-7 off. So Monty, you're up on this one.
I think we're just going to be doing a load of jamming. I think basically folding nothing and then just jamming like middle range, and then maybe just like trap with like aces, kings right at the top, and then like 7 deuce and stuff.
Okay.
So I think it's just gonna be a jam.
So we think 10-7 off is falling into the jam. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
All right, we're gonna hit the jam. Let's hit the jam. Yep, pure jam. So we're all good there. We're jamming 70% of hands, no limping, just playing 70% jam, and then 3.5x size with a sort of polar range there. Interesting. All right. So our next spot, or our next decision that we have, it's back on Stevie. This is a little bit more of a simple one. We are 6-handed under the gun. We have 30 bigs. King, queen off. What do we like here in the low jack?
So we're kind of a middle-ish stack with one very short stack and a couple others shorter than us. So we're going to be pretty snug, but king, queen is going to be too strong to fold here. So we're going to raise to 2 big blinds.
Seems good. And then we face this. Oh, this is going to be super easy for you.
Yes.
Matt, you got a nice 5 big blind all in shove here. What do we think we're doing against this one?
Call.
Okay.
Phew.
There we go. All right, 100%. Call entire range. So you don't even have any hands that fold there, of course, because it's only 5 big blinds. All right, so you guys got off pretty easy there. Stevie gets another fun small blind spot here. We have 10-6 off, chip leader, big blind, and everybody else has like 45 to 42-ish kind of big blinds. So interesting kind of four-handed setup here. What do we like with the 10-6?
Tricky one. So the three of us have similar stacks. We're very deep overall. I think overall strategy is going to involve a lot of limping, not very much raising, especially against the chip leader here. 10-6 is kind of a thresholdy hand, but I think it's good enough. And given that we're also going to be limping all our strong hands, we're going to have some stuff to fight back against the raise. So I think I would play this for a limp.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and limp.
Yeah.
And it is pure limp. We're actually playing no raises at all here. We're just playing limp or fold. And so the limp is all good. And we do face a 3.5x from big blind. Back on you, Catherine. Any thoughts about this one?
My instinct is that it's just a fold, out of position, not a great hand. Don't want to extend ourselves too much. Yeah, just go for the fold.
All right, seems very reasonable. And again, it is pure fold. So all good and all simple so far. All right, so we're four-handed. We have a chip leader to our right who's already folded. We are second in chips. We have 2 short stacks in the blinds, 7.5 bigs and about 14 bigs. And we have king queen off on the button. Now, in this case, the trainer has the option of 2, 2.5, or an all-in. So, Stevie, it's on you.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be that kind of classic shape that we saw earlier where you shuffle the middle hands and then you raise kind of polar and with your best hands and a few hands that are going to raise fold. I don't think king queen is strong enough to fit into those really good hands, so I would just shove it.
All right. We shove, and it is pure shove. And as you say, it's pretty much exactly that shape. It is a 2.5 instead of a 2, which is interesting. So let's move on, and it's now on Monty. We have 8-7 suited in the small blind. This is an interesting one. Huge chip leader opening on the button here. He has 100 plus. Big blind has 53-ish. We have 20. There's 30 and 21. 8-7 suited. What do we like here? We have plenty of options. We have 3 different 3-bet sizes, plus an all-in and a call and a fold, of course.
I think it's just a fold. I think button's going to be opening like a lot, and to be honest, I'm not even sure if they're supposed to have jams. I mean, not many, but I mean, big blind just really doesn't want to call. And I mean, if you do 3-bet, I think it's going to be more like blocker type stuff.
So we just want to go with a fold?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's hit the fold button. Yeah, it is pure fold with this combo. We actually have just an all-in and a 5.7 3-bet here. We're not playing anything other than that. We're not playing any calls or anything like that. The button actually doesn't have any jams here. The button is just playing a really wide raising range.
Yeah.
Probably pretty rare that we're going to see any jams from the button there, just open jams when big blind has, 53 big blinds. I think there's just going to be a lot of utility to just opening small there. So, yep, I think folding the 8-7 suited, very, very reasonable. Back on Stevie, and once again, we keep getting these small blind spots. We are, this time, going to have ace-jack suited. We are 15 deep. We have Sergio Ido, I think. Can't see his name, but I think that's Sergio in the big blind. Chance and Victor Blom with 100 bigs. So we have 15. What are you doing here, Stevie, with the ace-jack of clubs?
Okay, what am I doing here with the ace-jack of clubs? I think we have too strong of a hands to just be shoving. Ace-jack offsuit, I would be going all in, but I want to be in one of the other 2 options, either call or raise. So I'm trying to think how much my overall range is calling versus raising. I think we're gonna have all three options, or all 4 options with range. Ace-jack suited, I think I want to slot it into the 3 BB raise.
Okay, so we're gonna hit the raise button. Ooh, 0.3% mistake. Oof. All right, so we have our first mistake. So the scoreboard is now 1-0 to the challengers. However, you guys now have to make the next decision. So Matt, this is gonna be on you. We know it's not a raise, and
Stevie said he didn't want to go all in, so
you have the benefit of just having heard Stevie's analysis, right? So we're going to go with a call. Did you say?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to hit call, and it is a call, and we're good. So luckily, you guys don't have to navigate post flop here, playing small blind against chip leader. Like that would be the real challenge. But as you can see, it is pure limp here with ace jack suited. If we had ace queen suited, we would be mixing limps and raises. But that 3 big blind raise is a pretty low frequency thing there. So definitely reasonable to limp with this hand. Let's move on to the next hand. We're really testing Stevie's small blind abilities in this one. Interestingly, this is our first hand that Stevie's actually in. Stevie is the cutoff in this hand.
Yeah, I've already called the cutoff, so it can't be on me again.
Right. We have a small blind spot here where we are actually the chip leader. I don't know if you recall this specific final table, but it seems like it was a pretty recent one, so maybe you do. Nacho and Adrian.
Yeah, I remember Nacho had a big chip lead for a long time. We were all trying to survive.
Yeah. So in this spot, you are now Nacho. So enjoy that experience for a little while.
Living the dream.
Nacho's always living the dream. So king deuce off in the small blind with a 16 big blind stack in the big. What do we like here?
I'm going to be pretty happy to just shove this one in there. The king kind of back up if you get called is usually an overcard. And yeah, we're just going to be heavy shove with range here.
All right. Rip it in, and yep, 64% shove, same sort of shape as before, like we saw, this kind of polar raising range, and then just the all in. Absolutely. So we're moving on, and this time we are in the big blind. We are facing a raise from, I have no idea who this is, in the cutoff, 35 big blinds. We've got a big stack in the small who's folded. We've got Nick Schulman on the button, and we are in the big blind with about 24 bigs, playing as Kara Katz in this spot. So Jack 9 offsuit.
It's not strong enough to shove. I don't think it has any bluff possibilities with the 6.5 raise, and I like to get involved, so I would be calling.
Okay, let's see if we are good with the call. It's actually surprisingly close, but the call is fine. It is right on the borderline, so a lot of this offsuit stuff starting to fold here when we are up against a covering stack. These ICM spots are definitely tricky. So the call is fine. There's actually even a tiny bit of 3-bet in there. So it's kind of mixing all 3 options. But we are good with the call. So we're going to move on and put it back on Stevie. So ace-jack offsuit in the cutoff. We've already raised. So the sim has taken away the easiest decision. And we get 3-bet by Lucky Chewy, who covers us by quite a lot. We have 35-ish bigs. This is a tricky one. What are we doing here, Stevie?
This is definitely a tricky one. Yeah, right on the threshold. We're going to be getting 3-bet pretty wide, but he's not the chip leader. Typically, the solver doesn't really like calling in these kinds of spots, especially out of position with offsuit hands. If I had ace-jack suited, then maybe more willing to see a flop. That said, there's no one super short, so we're not kind of under a ton of pressure. 4-bet fold is an option. Shove maybe even is an option. Cut off first button. I would like to shove a lot more if there wasn't Zamani behind the 3-better. Man, this is a tough one. Fold seems a little too weak, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was mixing fold. I feel like it might be mixing almost everything.
Okay.
8 queen, I'd be pretty happy to shove. This feels like the one that you could 4-bet fold. Let's go with the 4-bet. Let's go with 11.5.
11.5. We're going to click it back on Chewy here. Ooh, okay. Wow. So we have... Yeah, we got a little lucky. We got that 9% of the clickback 4-bet. We don't do any jamming with this hand. We don't do any calling. We're just playing clickback 4-bet or fold here. Interestingly, this is a very odd shape of a strategy here because we've got a calling range that's like the vast majority of our calling range is ace-jack suited. Like it's like ace-jack suited is pure call. There's some other shreds of other stuff in there. When we call, we basically just have ace-jack suited and a bit of ace-10 suited. Very interesting. But we don't shove. I would have probably punted and jammed here, at least at some frequency. So I learned something from this one as well. Now it's on Monty. So we have king 3 off, cut off. We are chip leading. Wow, we're chip leading the main event, final table. So congrats on that, first of all. We have king 3 off in the cutoff, and you're not going to ask you to try to pretend that you're a Michael Mizraki in this case, because no one knows what's going through Grinder's head at any given moment. But if you're in this spot, king 3 off, are we opening?
I think we're going to be opening a lot, but I don't think king 3 is going to get in there. And I think we're already opening all the ace-x, probably every suited king. I don't think it gets in there. Bearing in mind, we're probably going to get re-jammed a lot because we're opening so much. I think it's fold.
All right, we're going to fold. And it is pure fold. So we're actually We're not opening as wide as you might think here. We're opening a bit wider than a normal cutoff range, obviously, but we're only opening 43%. We're not opening stuff like threes and deuces, which is a little counterintuitive sometimes. We're opening stuff like 10-5 suited. So king 3 off is not in there. We are going to get some folds, obviously, here, but not enough that we can start opening random offsuit kings. So good fold. This time, we have the classic ace-5 suited facing a 3-bet. So in this case, we started with 34 bigs. We opened a 2. We get 3-bet by the button here. And we are second in chips facing third in chips, I think. So stacks are all very close together here. What do we think about the ace-5 here, Stevie?
Yeah, so the ace-5 is kind of the classic 4-bet shove as a bluff. If you get 3-bet, we're opening here as we're not the chip leader at the table, but we have everyone covered behind us that we're opening into. We're expecting the players behind not to be flatting very much and to be playing very 3-bet or fold heavy strategies. There's going to be a lot of hands like king-queen in there, a lot of hands like ace-jack and ace-10 offsuit that we can get to fold. And ace-5 suited always has a chance, regardless what it's up against. So I think we're going to be shoving it in there and seeing what happens.
4-bet rip it is. We're good. It is pure 4-bet rip. So we found, oh, wow, this is actually that's more shoving than I would have found in this spot. What do you think about that one, Stevie? You're a little surprised to see all those jams in there?
Yeah, I mean, you can see we're still folding a very, very large percent of our range.
I guess it just kind of comes down to not playing many calls, really, right?
Right.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's move on. And we're now on Matt. This one is you. And we have an interesting spot here where we are blind against blind, chip leader versus second place. Chip leader opens to 3.5 in the small. We have Jack 9 off in the big here. What do we think about this one?
I don't think we want to raise. I feel like we don't want to fold. Probably just call.
Okay, seems reasonable. And it is 99% call.
Stressful.
1% click back. Stressful. Yeah, I could see you
Stressful.
agonizing over that one. I could see you agonizing. So we got it. We nailed it. And now we're on to the next one for Stevie. This is, okay. So we've got a kind of a middling stack size. We've got Sovereign on the button with a really short stack. We've got Clemendang in the big blind with 12. What do you think about the 10-7 here? Are we going this wide or not?
I think we're going to be pretty snug. And, with ICM changes, we generally tighten up with the suited portions of our range and open a bit more blocker heavy. So I think I'd be comfortable just throwing this one away.
Looks good. 100% fold. All good. Only opening 19% here, so tighter than a normal cutoff range. We are going with the min raise, and we're all good with the fold right there. So back to Catherine. This one, we got 5-4 suited, and we're facing a 2.5 open. There's a tiny stack in the big blind. What do we think here?
Yeah, I thought we were opening the action and it was going to be more, I would just fold.
Or not? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this one's hopefully a fairly straightforward fold. Would be quite the punt to do anything else here. Even the best option here is call, which is losing 2.8k in a 25k event. So we're losing 10% of a buy-in, which is not a great margin right there. So this is kind of a freebie for Stevie. I'll keep it in there, but this is we're giving Stevie a little bit of a freebie with the 6-5 off. I don't think we're getting out of line here with 13 bigs against Jesse Lonis, right?
I don't think Jesse has anything. I want to 3-bet him.
Honestly,
no.
Jesse's probably 3-bet 6-5 off 13 bigs at some point in his life, but we I don't think we're going to do that right here, so we're going to hit the fold. So Stevie gets a nice simple one. All right, on to you, Monty. We have 10-9 off, cut off. This kind of a similar spot to what we had earlier, where everybody has these medium-ish stacks and then one big stack. So what do we like here? And we've also got the added challenge of 2 potential raise sizes of 2 big blinds or 2.5. What do we think here?
I mean, I don't really like the big stack in the big blind, to be honest.
Yeah, no one does. We don't like that in general, right? Like, no one's out there being like, yeah, I love it when the big stack's in the big blind.
Well, that's the fish, but yeah, I mean, it's only just an open in Chippy V, right? So there's just gonna be a fold.
Okay, we're just gonna muck it. All right, and it is a fold. And range wise, we're mixing Jack 10 off here. We're not going with 10-9 off. I think the thing that I was really curious about here is would we use the 2 or the 2.5? And we do go with the 2.5. This is a common thing with chip leader big in the big blind. So nice hand, and we're going to move on. This one is an interesting one. We've got a pretty short stack table all around with a chip leader in the small blind with 64. We have 10 in the low jack with king jack off, and we are the shortest stack here, but there is a 13 in the big blind. What do you think, Stevie?
Yeah, this strikes me as very close. I would be shoving king queen. I'd be folding king 10. We're not going to be doing a lot of raise folding off of 10, but it is going to be in there sometimes. I'm wondering if we're only doing it with ace-x hands, or if we're sometimes going to use a king-x offsuit. And if we do, this would be the one. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. It feels like the right strength to raise fold.
Feels like the min raise, and it is pure min raise. There we go. Right. Not easy to nail those min raises off 10 bigs.
Oh, I would have next on the king queen. I would have tried to shove that.
King queen, not a shove. Interesting. And we're actually going as far as mixing some queen jack offsuit here as well. So definitely not necessary to
just get more raising,
it seems.
Than I was expecting for sure.
Yeah, my guess would be that has something to do with the fact that the big blind is the other short stack. Do you think that's probably partly why that's happening?
Maybe, and yeah, just the fact that everyone's kind of under pressure, and everyone's gonna, except for the small blind, is gonna be risking a big part of their stack to try and get it in with us. So we maybe just have a bit more leverage there.
Yeah, could be. All right, so we've been going for a little while, and we've only had one mistake, and it was from Stevie so far. So I think we're going to go into our sudden death format here, where it's going to be next mistake loses. But you're up by 1 already, so I think the challenging team is going to be allowed 2 mistakes here in this sudden death round. But if Stevie makes another mistake, he's going to lose. We're going to go real quick. Hyper turbo format. Don't need to explain. Just give us the answer. This one we have ace 5 off, 10 bigs on button. That would be on Catherine. So what's the answer going to be?
Jam.
We're going to jam. All right. Jam is good. High frequency jam. So we're all good there. All right. Back to Stevie. Ace 4 suited, 17.
Min raise.
Min raise. All right. Yep. Min raise is good. We'll move on. Monty. Jack 7 suited, button open. We have big stack. What do you think?
Cool.
Okay. Yep. Call is good. All right. Stevie again. Big stack on button, ace 5 off.
All in.
All in. All right. 18 bigs. Yep. We're all good. And now it's on you, Matt. So, okay. Raise and a 3-bet ahead of us. Queen jack off in the big blind.
Fold.
Yep. We got that one pretty quick. King jack suited in the big blind. That's another freebie for Stevie.
Well, he's left a couple.
He's left 0.6 big blind behind. Yeah, he's done that whole.
Yeah, I'm not going to let him escape with those 0.6 big blinds. I'm going to put him in.
Oh, we said he. It's actually Chrissy. It's Krista Foxon, so we should say she. But yes, all in. We're going to hit the all in button. All right. So now we're back to Catherine. So we got King 5 suited. We face a big blind 3-bet from Jeremy Becker. We are pretty even stacked, everybody here. He slightly covers us. What do we think here? 3, 2,
Fold.
1. Fold. All right. Yeah, pure fold, or 98% fold. So all good there. Small blind, medium stack, or shorter stack of the 3 here versus Joao Vieira. Stevie?
Ooh, limp.
Okay.
I think it's going to be shoving some.
Yeah, I mean we've got some mixed shoves in there, some mixed raises, so mixing a little bit of everything seems good. All right, back to you, Monty. This one's an interesting one. 5 big blind stack shoves, or doesn't really shove. He leaves 0.7 big blinds behind. We're in the small blind with King 8 suited. We have 22 or 21 big blinds on you.
Fold.
Okay. Yep, it is pure fold. King Jack suited is the bottom of our King X range there. All right, Stevie, King 8 off, hijack 18 bigs. All right. Fold is good. Okay, back to Matt. Cut off, 24 bigs. Jack 10 offsuit.
Fold.
Okay. Yep, although it's a mix. It's close.
Yeah.
It's close.
I think earlier, we saw that one earlier, I think, or close to it.
Stevie, King Jack off, low Jack, 28.
Raise, non all in.
Yep. Pure, so we're all good there. All right, back on Catherine. On you, ace 5 suited.
Jam.
Jam. All right. And yep, it's pure jam. So you guys are nailing these so far. You guys know your ICM spots. Back on Stevie. Nick Schulman opens the button. We have 19 in the small. What do we like here?
I'm all in.
We're all in? All right.
Yeah.
Mistake.
Oh no.
Oh wow. Okay. And that ends it. That
12.5.
We think it's the pseudo shove. We think. Okay. Let's see. It is. Yeah. It's the fake shove. You know. These spots are tricky. Like it's definitely sort of. It's not super intuitive to be able to recognize that like making it 12.5 makes like an extra, $20 or something over just shoving here, Do you want to talk a little bit about the reasoning why that might be the case here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a small chance that big blind goes all in and button calls, and we're just completely crushed, and we can get away from our remaining whatever it is, eight big blinds.
I think a lot of the time when you see these things, that's going to be the case. Sometimes you see these options in ICM sims, and you see some complicated stuff like this, and it's easy to overthink it, but really a lot of it just comes down to we're basically shoving, but we're giving ourselves the opportunity to get away if we happen to see some kind of crazy three-way action. So that is going to be a wrap on this one, and you guys have defeated Stevie. Congratulations.
Well,
congratulations to our challengers. We are going to have prizes that Victoria. Yeah, you guys actually completely just perfect at every step. You did not make a single mistake, so congrats on that. That was awesome. Really good job. Definitely a good sign that you guys know your ICM stuff. Happy to see that you've clearly been putting in some time with the vault here, so thank you for being part of this. You guys did great, so congrats. For everybody out there who is out there on YouTube watching, make sure you like the video. Let us know in the comments some of these spots that you think you might have got wrong, or some of the spots that you were surprised to see what the solver says. And we'll be back again soon with another episode. So thanks to all our participants. Thank you, Stevie, and congrats again. All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Stevie, I'll see you next month at the PGC Championship.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah, I satellited into it through PokerGo, so.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah,
congrats,
good to meet
man.
you.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to check out the software that Steven and our other challengers are using to improve their game, the link is down in the description. See you in the next one.